And here we go. 60 seconds.
59.
58.
57.
56.
55.
53.
52.
51.
50.
49.
48.
47.
46.
45.
44. 43.
42.
41.
40.
39.
38. 37.
36.
35.
34.
33.
32.
31. 30 seconds.
29.
28.
27.
26.
25.
24.
23.
22. 21.
20.
19.
18.
17.
16. 15.
14.
13.
12.
11.
10.
9.
8. 7. 6.
5.
4.
3.
2. 1.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our watch party for the premiere day of the movie Stream. And Marcus, what you doing there, Marcus? All right. So with us today, we have Michael Leavy, the director of Stream. We have Jason Leavy, who is player number 1, and we have Mark Haynes, who is player number 4. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
I'll tell you, Mark always looks so comfortable when he comes on this stream or whatever he's doing interviews, laying back, loving life. Look at him.
Yeah, of course. Gotta be relaxed.
Because he's got to be so. He's got to be so physical in the movie, so he's got to just take it easy when he's doing his interviews. I should just say that.
So for those that are joining us, how the watch party works is at 7:30 Eastern, have your movie queued up either on Apple or Fandango or Prime, and then at 7:30 Eastern, we're going to announce, like, all right, everybody hit play. We'll all be in sync, and then you get to watch your movie on the other device, and then you can ask questions or make any comments that you want as we're watching in YouTube together. So for anybody that is tuning in late or catching this after tonight, go ahead and fast forward to 7:30 unless you want to hear some banter beforehand.
I see a lot of people chiming in. That's great. Greg Van Voorhees, thank you for checking in. Paula says, Mark, you're straight up nightmare fuel in this. That is true.
Yeah.
He is.
I appreciate it. That's what I want to be.
Bill Diamond in
Bill
the house.
Diamond. There he
That's
is.
awesome. Bill Diamond, for anybody wondering, Bill Diamond was an incredible person and human, first of all, incredible person, human being, and someone that we worked very closely with on Terrifier. Built a ton of sets for us, Terrifier 3. He did the entire mall scene, Santa Claus set. He also has a wonderful studio, and we did a lot of Sienna's house stuff up there. So really, really great guy, and I appreciate you tuning in, Bill. And also an assistant producer too on Terrifier 3.
So I got a question to ask. So knowing with Terrifier, we've had a lot of sets that were built, and then maybe had like the Terrifier amusement park was actually done in an amusement park, except for the actual Terrifier Funhouse.
Right.
So were there sets built for Stream for like the basement scenes and so forth?
Actually, yes. The hotel honeymoon suite with the hot tub. For anybody who hasn't seen the movie yet and is going to see it, keep a close eye out. That was a total set that we had built. It doesn't exist in the real hotel. We tried to do it in a location that had one of those heart-shaped hot tubs, but many of those places don't want cameras coming in to their establishments. So we had to just do it ourselves. So we ended up getting an old hot tub from one of those places that they demolished. And Steve Delasala, our buddy Greg DeAngelis, and George Stuber from Terrifier, and a few others, myself and Jason, we built the whole thing in basically a huge empty room.
Wow, that's nice. That's pretty damn sweet. Yep. You guys did an awesome job with this. Yeah, definitely. So what's it been like post-release and pre-streaming? Madness for everybody?
I would say, yeah. I say the whole thing is we couldn't have done it without the fans. The fans, we've been saying this for I don't know how long, that the fans are the reason why we're in this position to make great content and different content for all of them. And they've been here from the beginning supporting us, and that means the world to us. So everyone watching, it means everything. for me, Mike, Steve, but we made this project because we are horror fans and we wanted to make a movie for horror fans, and this was it. And me and Michael always wanted to make a movie with all these horror icons that we grew up watching and enjoying, and I felt that the fan base was in need of that, and this was our love letter to you guys. So I really appreciate everything that you guys have done for us thus far, and continue to support us with whether it's Terrifier or Stream and future projects.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I was just to say, just to piggyback off of what Jason said, is it's so true. It's been a whirlwind for us this past couple of months, but especially amped up, the last week really with Terrifier and now Stream. So if you guys haven't seen Terrifier yet, please go see it. Or if you haven't watched Stream, obviously you're here, you're doing the next step, which is awesome. And yeah, it's because of you guys that fuels us. We don't want to let you guys down. You guys, drive us every single day to keep raising that bar and keep coming up with new creative things. And something that I'm most proud of, we've talked about this, Dave and Marcus too, is that the thing I'm most proud of what we've done with these things is bringing attention to indie horror, because you can get some really great stories from some really great filmmakers that maybe in the past, pre-Terrifier days, maybe didn't get the right attention. And now people are seeing like, oh, there's some really good filmmakers and some storytellers here. So that's what I'm most proud of.
Yeah, I have to say, so movies that we've seen kind of suffered out there, the one that always comes to mind is Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. That one definitely suffered. It went up against some major movies in the box office, and then it just kind of suffered from that.
What's up?
Nothing much. So with Terrifier 3 being out in theaters now and this, have you guys just been wall-to-wall busy with promoting both? Not even having a chance to catch your breath and even think about what's coming next?
Well, it was very surreal to everything that's happened in the past, I don't know, week and a half, 2 weeks. I mean, even when we just started, Stream, it was like we just came off of filming Terrifier 2 and we went right into this, and then COVID hit. And then right after this came out, we were editing this, and then Damien said, let's go for another round for Terrifier 3. So it's just been nonstop, working, but fun work. You don't work a day in your life if you enjoy what you do. And so, but it's been hectic, but we're managing. Obviously, Michael can attest to that as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's also just a balance, as well, because you want to give both projects their fair share of promotion, and luckily, we have the same team that's pretty much involved with both of them, at least from the behind the scenes standpoint. So it just kind of makes sense for one to steamroll into the other, and I'm proud of both movies. I'm proud of everybody's work in both films. And again, I think if the fans like Terrifier, they'll like Stream. And if they like Stream, especially for those non-gore people, I think it's a good way to get into something like Terrifier. It's a nice way to get your feet wet, take a little bit of dip in the low end. And then as the movie goes on, you start sinking into the deep end. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Stream is so unique in itself, and it's different from other movies that are out there. So it's refreshing to see that. And it's not often that we get to see horror films that are not almost a carbon copy of something else that's out there. So to have Stream, to have Terrifier 3 out there this year, and even Terrifier alum Jenna Cannell having Faceless After Dark, 3 very unique films that came out this year that are all excellent.
I would say it's a very good time to be a horror fan. Hopefully we have more stuff coming down the pipeline. I know me and Mike are talking about other projects, and Steve and everybody else that we have lined up for everybody. So it should be a really exciting years to come for horror fans.
And just to point out, because I see Greg Van Voorhees popped in here, we just in the process of finishing up a film with him called Pitchfork Retreat. It's got a great cast, similar to Streams, and Danielle Harris and Tony Todd and Dee Wallace, but it's also got some other great actors and actresses that are involved. And I'm excited for everybody to see it. The Wishmaster is a part of it as well. Wow. And Greg's a great guy and a great director, and I'm excited for people to see it. It's more of a, I call it that elevated horror. It's something different, than I guess to Terrifier and Stream. Greg's a great writer, and it's a really, really cool project, something different, something that we've never done before. So definitely be on the lookout for that 2024.
Well, you also have to start promoting Screamboat Willie.
2025. 2025. Steamboat, yeah, Screamboat, that also is coming out. We, as Jason mentioned, we kind of steamroll into everything, and we shot Screamboat right after Terrifier 3, right before the Stream release, and that one's also a different change of pace. A lot of people don't know this. It's a satire film, It's a comedy film with some horror, obviously. You know, there's some gore coming from the producers of Terrifier 2 and 3, but there's some gore to it, obviously. But it's the subject material that's there. It kind of lends itself to being a comedy with you know, Steamboat Willie and again, you know, there's some really fun things that we have with it. We kind of poke fun at certain things with Disney and other stuff. So I'm excited for that.
Awesome. Stream 2.
I just want to chime in, man, and just share my experience with these cats right here, man. They changed my life forever, and I'm like eternally grateful to them. Like Mike and Jason said, coming off of Terrifier 2, the brief time I was on air in Jersey with the Halloween scene, and getting COVID and being in the hospital for 2 months after that, and surviving that, and then coming straight to Gettysburg, fresh out the hospital. I gotta say that I'm eternally grateful for these fellas for looking after me on set, you know, treating me like family, and they were my film school. I quit film school, and learning from these guys is just a pleasure. Just watching their passion of filmmaking and watching how their brains work, how the knowledge that they have in filmmaking, man, it was probably the greatest experience I ever had, and grateful that my career is launching off of learning from these guys, and hoping to work with them again in the future, man. And so
we couldn't have done it without you.
Love everybody that was involved. And man,
yeah, we couldn't have done it without you, Marcus, really. And you were wonderful and obviously a great help. And you know, we were honored to have you a part of this project, man.
So I just saw somebody posted that they saw stream 8 times. Lucky. I only got to see it twice because that's all they played it here.
There you go.
Hey, Ronnie, you could probably recite the entire scene from the entire script at this point. Probably know it better than I do. And I saw somebody said stream 2. And just to talk about that, obviously we have some ideas. We want to do a stream 2. Thank you, William. And we have some really great things, just like Terrifier and what Damien had done, and expanding that, you know, world, and now turning it into this crazy franchise that we're a part of. You know, we're hoping we can do that with stream, but again, it's not up to us. It's up to the fans. It's up to you guys. If you're yearning for it and you want it, please share it, talk to your friends about it, spread the word, let everybody know to join the stream. And really, you know, the reviews and everything on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, the rankings, you have no idea, especially for an independent film, how important that is. We have no marketing at all. We had a limited theatrical run. We had some great reviews from it. We had great momentum going, and now here we are digital. And you know, it's up to you guys. And if you guys want it, and we'll do it. So yeah.
That's a good segue too. So anybody that's out there, please drop a like on the YouTube channel that you're watching this video. If you have a chance before we start things off, go ahead and share the video out there. That's what I've been doing when I've been looking away, is trying to share it in as many locations as possible. All right. So how did you guys come to choosing the Eisenhower Hotel in Gettysburg?
It's funny. We were actually at a convention there when we were doing the Terrifier 1 tour, and we were looking for a hotel for stream. And originally the hotel was supposed to be a very bland kind of hotel. And when I say bland, I mean very generic, kind of like your standard Holiday Inn, your Marriott's, you know, those Hilton Garden Inn, things like that. And we wanted kind of like that every hotel that everyone goes to. And then when we saw the Eisenhower, we said, wow, there's a lot of character here, almost like The Shining. And it kind of opened up also a lot of creative flow, where a lot of the scenes originally in the first version, in the first draft of the script, was in a lobby, because it's like, where's the common place you meet? It's in the lobby or a conference room. Whereas the Eisenhower now had a pool scene that was beautiful with these palm trees. And, you know, so it really opened up like, oh, we don't have to do everything in the boring lobby. We can kind of split this thing up. They had an arcade. They had a bar. They had so many things that, like, you know, the standard Holiday Inns or whatever didn't or doesn't. And we said, you know, it's better to kind of do it in this semi-rundown resort than to this standard, you know, kind of Holiday Inn, Marriott, whatever. And so that's kind of why we ended up choosing the Eisenhower. And at the same token, when COVID hit, you know, they were empty like every other hotel. So it ended up being a blessing in disguise that we can all go there as crew and kind of be quarantined and just roll out of bed, shoot the movie, and go back to sleep with the lights still in the hallway. And, you know, it was cool. It's like summer camp.
Now, you guys had some paranormal experiences there too.
That's right. There was
Yeah,
Daniel.
it was a lot of me. It was a lot of me
Danielle,
running around
right?
with a sheet over my head.
And the lights were off, and Mark Haynes was, going to get a workout in, and there was a big silhouette down the hall. But
the scariest thing was seeing how big Mark Haynes was compared to everybody else on set.
but there was Danielle Harris went ghost hunting there a couple times. Like, yeah, it's Gettysburg, so it's the old battlegrounds right in the middle of where they had the battle, Gettysburg Address and everything. And so Danielle went to a few of the rooms, and one of the rooms that we shot in, which if you guys are familiar with the film, if not, I'll point it out when we do the screening, was Tim Reed's room. That room was supposedly the most haunted room, or the second most haunted room in the building. And when we were in there, the microwave, which I'll point out, went on by itself in the middle of shooting. It was insane.
I like the Eisenhower. Very nice place. I was at that same convention. I don't know if anybody knows the convention that we were talking about. It was Pop Rock and Horror, and there's an Easter egg for Pop Rock and Horror in this movie. So
yes, there is.
Look out for it. Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is. And it was great though having everybody come in. Mark, was a wonderful addition to this family and being a part of this. And we couldn't have found a better player for. It was a really tough role to find. I think it was the last player. Maybe it was the last, or maybe player 3 was, but it was towards the end that we found.
Yeah, I think player 3 was the last.
Yeah, so second to last out of 4. But it was, obviously we knew Jason and Dave, so we wanted to get the right body type and obviously the right. Also, he's an actor; you have to act, and we got real lucky with Mark.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do a quick time check here.
Tell him about the storage room, how the temperature kept dropping and stuff was moving.
Right. The place was just freaky as all hell, and I'm glad we're out of there.
So if we do see a sequel, so this is a movie that can obviously be in different locations, because we saw at the mid-credits. So everybody that's watching, if you haven't seen it, there's a mid-credit scene. So we're not going to be just confined to a hotel in the future. So is there any ideas that you want to tackle in a future sequel?
Yeah, the sequel, as of now, we have 3 of them mapped out, 2 more mapped out, sorry, a trilogy right now at the moment, if we get lucky to do it. The second one would take place in a hospital. And that's kind of like, not to give anything away, you'll see how we're kind of leading towards that. And then there is something with that mid-credit scene as well that we're working on. But that's what I think is what's great about something like this is, the story itself is really what the concept is king. And the story itself really lends itself to not getting stale and keeping it fresh by changing up different locations. There's so many things you can do in playing this game, and so many more new characters you can bring into it, and different players and some of the old players and whatever else, So we're really excited. We have a great game plan with where we want it to go. And again, everybody talks about it, shares it, and wants it, we'll do it.
And also another thing is that we want to keep it true to its roots. Like, this whole thing is a lot of horror icons we all grew up watching and enjoying, on screen. So we want to kind of keep that aspect to it as well, depending on who we get. I'm going to keep that a little on the side, but me and Michael have already been talking about, certain people that we really want to work with and we think would be really cool to add to the story. And we have a lot of plans in that department as well of where to take that part of the story. So it's really
and what I think was good is that stream, I hope for those who haven't seen it that sees it, is it's a very fun ride in that there's comedy, there's horror, there's action, there's heart. There's a lot of emotions and roller coasters that kind of go up and down, left and right. And, the film, as we made it, and then obviously as the audience discovers it and finds it, kind of found its way in like what the movie actually is. And there's so many things that we want to just kind of capitalize on even more and bring, to light even further when we make the sequels.
Yeah, there's nothing creepier than a dark hospital at night that appears to be abandoned.
Yeah, which Halloween 2 showed us that very well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I had the opportunity to actually be visiting somebody at a hospital on a weekend, and they had all the lights off on the first floor, and you just had to find your way around. It was creepy.
Yeah. It could lend itself for some great atmosphere for sure.
Mm-hmm. So, Mark, have you done any other horror movies? Is this your first one?
As far as horror, yeah, I guess this is I think I've had some bit parts in like some other horror stuff, and I worked on Knock at the Cabin with M. Night Shyamalan. I guess that's kind of a horror movie. I was the body double for Dave Bautista in that. So yeah, I've worked like on different things, but this was my first horror film where I was actually, getting to kill people and stuff. So it was kind of cool.
Cool. So I see that you've been doing some horror conventions here and there. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I'm doing one this coming weekend in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. There's a convention there I'll be at. So
nice.
I'm having a great time with that. Meeting all the fans and everything. Everyone's so cool, and the whole community's such a big family. So I love it.
Mm-hmm. So any future projects in horror that you can talk about, or everything's on the download right now?
Yeah, well, I'm doing there's this Amityville Barbie horror movie. We're filming that in November. And then Ron Black from the chat here, he's doing a little short film, and I'll be starring in that. And then, of course, I plan on being involved with Terrifier 4 to some extent. I don't know if they'll have a role for me or if I'll have to just
show up.
If I just show up as a background character or something. I plan on being involved with that somehow. So
I love it.
Look, I'm sure the Ninth Circle's got some pretty big ass demons down there.
We'll see what happens, but
that's fine.
All right, so we got 8 minutes. How about you, Mike? Any places coming up for conventions?
Yeah, I'm doing the New Jersey Horror Con in December. I'm going to be at Chiller at least Friday. Officially or unofficially, I'm not sure yet, but I'll be there Friday, the 25th. And then there's a few other ones that we're in the talks of doing. I've done a lot of the Monster Manias and things, but right now just kind of focusing on, spreading the word about Stream, obviously Terrifier 3, and then, hunkering down and hopefully, God willing, working on a Stream, 2 script, and obviously Terrifier 4 eventually is going to come down the pike, and then we're going to get ready for Streamboat and also Pitchfork. So there's a lot of busy, kind of other projects that are finishing up, and then some new ones we're getting ready to start. But we have comedies we want to do. We have horror comedies, other horror films. So we're kind of leaving the doors open for which way to go coming up.
All right. Awesome. Jason, how about you?
I'm doing the same one with Mike. We're doing the New Jersey Horror Con December 7th. I think Marcus Slabon's going there as well. And then I think we might maybe stop by, what is it, Mike? Cherry Oaks, Monstermania. Maybe we'll just go there, just, hang out with everybody. But yeah, Chiller, maybe we'll pop in for a little bit. But as of now, focusing on more of, what we can do next and what's the next thing coming down the pike, as Michael said, and hopefully get writing on Stream too, because I know that's what a lot of people in the chat want to see. And we're really excited to, explore more of the dark web and explore more of this story and introduce all these people to some new characters and some new killers. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Reading, sorry. You did a great job, Mark.
And everyone always says what a great, genuinely warm person you are.
Yep. And as he's crushing people's skulls.
Which funny.
Pipes off the wall.
Well, I'll wait till his scene comes up. We got some fun stories when a few of his scenes start playing. That'll be fun.
Mark and Jason, how does it feel being immortalized?
It's still it's still surreal. I would say this. I would say the fans really, they really. The fun thing is you don't have to latch on to one killer. If you can root for one, it's a lot of fun. Having the fans get involved and say which one they want to root for, which one they hope to succeed. So that's great, and they each have their own little personalities. Like Mark is obviously the brute, me being the stealthy one, Dave and Liana being the showman. So you have different different cookies that you could pick from, and that's the most unique thing about this movie, I think, is because a lot of movies just rely on one killer, and if the killer's a hit or a miss, that's basically how the movie goes. But this one, you can really latch on to one or both or all of the killers. So that's a really cool thing that's about that takes place within this movie. And it's been super humbling for all these people to come out and say how great of a job that not just myself or Mark did, but the entire team that's behind the movie did. We had such a great crew, such a great cast, and working with these horror icons and these horror legends that really come up to work and have fun. They're not, too big for. They don't have a big ego. They're just like us. They're family atmosphere. They loved the bickering that me and Michael will have on set. Just two New York brothers. Obviously, we have that family atmosphere that we let it show. But again, that's why we surround ourselves with people that we're so comfortable making movies with. Is because we want to create that atmosphere. We want it to be a lot of fun. We don't want it to be a stressful environment. So having those people on set and having all the people pitch in the way they did, just it showed. It showed with the finished product. So
Yeah, I think it's been
Yeah,
amazing.
the passion definitely shows.
Yeah, definitely. There's everybody, everyone in the project loves doing what we do, and just a lot of passion with everything. The whole atmosphere is a family setting, so and I'm just happy to be part of it. Happy to be part of the family.
We're happy to have you, man. And also, see, Chad says that we're gonna be doing any showing at the Eisenhower, some kind of convention. Yeah, maybe. We've have talked about it, and I think it would be super cool if we could. We've spoken to a few people that might want to put it together. I think it would be awesome to do some kind of stream convention at the Eisenhower. We'll see if they're up for it, but I know that we definitely would be down. I think it would be a great event to do, especially with the fans, and hopefully as this movie grows, it'll be something we can do. So we'll see.
A gift shop.
Look, I hope no horror promoters are watching us, but guys, you have the lock on Extreme Terrifier Convention. You have the lock on that. You have all the names and stuff like that, and you just bring those two films together for a convention. My God, that'd be great.
Very true.
All right, we have less than 3 minutes, so everybody please make sure that you're pulling up your movie on your screen, because we will be announcing once we hit play for everybody so that we're all in sync. And then again, you can just be watching it on your other device and asking questions here and listen to commentary as we go along.
I am curious if anybody out there that's listening or watching, who's seeing it for the first time? Is there anybody for the first time that's seeing this through this way, or is it repeats? Just curious as we talk about it.
I'll tell you this: I did see a comment flow through somebody saying, "Please, no spoilers." So somebody out, yeah.
All right, very cool. So I'll make sure I don't jump ahead as it's happening. We'll kind of explain as it's in real time. Oh, very cool. So wow,
there's a lot of people watching it for the first time. That's great.
That's awesome.
And she's introducing her
got
son. That's great.
All right, less than 2 minutes. If you haven't, please like the video. Please share the video so we get more viewers on and we can spread the word about Stream and supporting independent horror.
See that about the timestamp there, Dave? If you want to explain that again.
Oh, yes. So the timestamp, I'm sorry, I had a question that came in from the side of me here. So essentially what we're doing is at 7:30 Eastern time, we're going to hit play. I'm going to say, all right, everybody, hit play on the movie wherever you're watching it. Now, you can watch it on Amazon Prime. You can watch it on Apple TV. You can watch it on Fandango, a.k.a. Vudu. So you want to have that purchase pulled up right now and ready to go. And then we're at 7:30. I'm just going to say, all right, everybody hit play. And then that means we're all going to be in sync watching it. And then you watch it on your other device. You ask your questions here and listen to the commentary. Now, unfortunately, during COVID, and this is how we met Mike and several of the other people at Terrifier, is we actually used to have watch parties live on Facebook, but we would get shut down all the time for copyright. So we can't play the film in YouTube just for those reasons, because there's copyright restrictions on it.
So just see where we're up to time-wise, or just ask, put it in the question, and I'll just say we're up to this minute or part. We can say something. So
yep. All right, we're within the final minute.
All right, this is going to be fun, guys. I'm seeing it for the first time as well.
Sarah R., I see you comment. This is for the movie Stream. It is from the producers of the Terrifier franchise. It released in August. All right, guys, it is 7:30, so everybody go ahead and hit play. It is time to go.
The Lens logo. So what's interesting about this shot is we purposely went vertical with it, which to set the world up of technology, how everything is seen nowadays through the cell phone. And we actually had it looking through the cell phone and then kind of went into our theatrical moment just to, again, bring that something unique to it and also bring that technology to the world of stream, set it off. And again, the score is Paul Wiley, who does an incredible job. And Paul also does the Terrifier movies as well. So we really, from top to bottom, had everybody involved with Terrifier stream. That's a fake outlet that we actually built into that wall. This actor was very tough to work with.
One of the worst actors in the movie coming up right here.
The funny thing is, my character's named Brad, which was named after the general manager of the Eisenhower, who was really helping us out a lot. I wasn't going to have a name, and Dee Wallace really wanted me to for when we were working, and she texted me, she goes, "What's your character's name? It helps me get into it." So, I don't know. Brad.
Nice little
That was,
Easter egg.
yeah, and that was because of the general manager, Brad, over at the Eisenhower. This was a whole table that we had to make sure was safe, and we had a great team build it, and with that fake, Fox wood that they can make sure that it doesn't stab her, and fake glass that she doesn't get cut.
She actually went through it?
Yeah. Oh, she did.
Oh, she did.
Double did.
Stunt double did.
Stunt double did.
And Bobby King was a great stunt coordinator.
Yep.
So
Bobby King was the coordinator.
he kept everybody safe.
Yep. Lacnar Entertainment is Naresh Menendez. He's one of our executive producer. This is something we really wanted to make sure that we, being fans of 80s, have a nice title opening sequence with the main theme driving, set the world up, made sure that it was digital and, had a little bit of a voyeuristic look to it. So you're seeing a lot of the hotel camera shots from the security cams, and they're intermixed, you'll notice, with video of our family growing up. That's a nice kind of juxtaposition of the happiness and then where they're going.
Now, when we were talking, we were trying to come up with the theme of the movie. All these other horror films, they have these simple notes at these three: Halloween, bump, 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 bump. Saw is also another one, dun, 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 3 simple notes. So we wanted something. We were going back and forth with Paul Wiley on. we want something that's simple like that so that people can hum it. And we came up through many trials and tribulations. Paul came up with this, and it was we once we heard it, we were like, that's it.
It's got a great old school feel, but also has a modern feel to it too, and some synthy stuff. And that's actually my son is doubling for young Wesley Holloway. And that's really is Wesley Holloway as well. So it's kind of mixed in.
I got a good question in there. Any way for anybody to listen to the soundtrack?
We're working on getting vinyls and CDs and things with Paul, and hopefully that'll happen soon. Obviously, because of him working on Terrifier, it kind of got pushed a little bit. But yeah, it's in the works.
Yep.
This entire shot here is totally CG, where we had to put in the family footage. It's not actually on the TV. It's not actually on the camera. So we had to put that and overlay it into the TV. To the right on this close-up of the camera, you'll see a thing that says The Quest. It's actually an old thing that we did when we were kids. Myself, Steve Delasala, Jason, a few other of our friends, we shot a video of us going on our quest when we got our first cars. So that's kind of like a little nod to, a little nostalgia nod. There's your pop rock and horror. If anybody noticed?
Yeah.
The poster right over his shoulder, over Kevin's shoulder, you'll see right there. That's actually a Abnormal Attraction poster.
Oh, nice.
And behind him, there's like a shark. That's Jason's brother-in-law's streaming logo. And that girl there, that's the daughter of our executive producer, Naresh.
There's the pop rock little pop guy in the corner as well, right there next to his cat, next to his mouse.
There will be physical copies of the movie. Since you guys are in here joining us, I'll give it to you. There will be a VHS drop. We're going to be doing VHS of the stream. More of that info is going to be coming soon. And then we're going to do DVDs and Blu-rays and hopefully 4Ks after that. If we're lucky, we can get steelbooks. But again, it's up to you guys for that demand. I'm a physical media guy as well. There you go. Shout out. Are you guys up to the cops coming to the door? Everybody? Is everybody up to the cops at the door? Jason, anybody? You can answer.
He just opened the door now.
Yeah. So the cop to the left is Gilbrando Acevedo. He's in every one of our films. He's in Terrifier 2. He's in Abnormal Attraction. He plays the genie. He's in everything that we do.
Yeah, just to let everybody know, we're on the 9-minute and 27-second mark.
Yep. Shout out to Dave that this home is actually Scott Hewitt's home from Pop Rock and Horror.
Oh, really? Wow.
This is the promoter. This is his house.
Now, when did
This is-
initial filming start for this?
2021, right in the height of the pandemic. There were no vaccines, nothing. This was the winter where we thought it was going to go down, and then it really spiked right before they got the vaccines. But we had to go. Everything was in place. That band that was playing is First to 11. They're a real band. They got some great music, and they got some great covers. And these are some of their original ones. The band that they're going to see in the film that Taylor talks about is a real band.
I have to say, for the new people that are watching, once we start meeting the players, be interesting to hear who you are betting on to win the game.
There you go.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
I know the favorite odds right now is to my left. I don't know if it's the same to everybody else, but I know that's always the favorite going in.
As you'll notice, there's a lot of transitions that we did on purpose in and out of screens to bring us to new locations. So obviously we came out of the credit sequence and the TV with his family, and now we're going back into the screen, again, utilizing that technology back into the Pines. This theme here was very, with the violin, was very intentional, shining sounding.
Oh.
So the point of view shot of D. Wallace is not in the same location where D is actually at. We shot that at the actual hotel, and the point of view shots were all shot months
On
later.
Staten
Months
Island.
later on Staten Island, yeah. So you never know.
We'll find out, Anne Marie.
I don't know if anybody else has noticed it, but there are some certain mannerisms that person behind her has that is pretty obvious.
That shot of this character with the shadow and the silhouette was inspired by the Scream 5, where you see, or the one in I guess it was Scream 6 maybe, the one in New York where you see the silhouette up on the brick wall. Again, months later, we added that in. We might have added that shot in years later. The pines there on the building was all CG'd in because, again, that's not the real name of the hotel. And that exterior is a different hotel from the interior. That exterior is in Virginia.
Wow.
And the interior is in
Oh.
Gettysburg.
Yeah, the exterior almost looks exactly the same.
Yeah. We found one close. They painted it, so we didn't like the way it looked painted. We liked the brick, so we went and found a building that was similar.
Yes, it actually, the point of view was in the same location. Yeah.
Yep. The point of view, Paula, of that is the same basement. Yes. That's a good one. I never even thought of it till you just said it.
Really funny.
I have to say, Jeffrey Combs is probably one of the most underrated.
He's
actors
unbelievable.
in horror.
So Danielle Harris isn't actually there for this scene. She's not actually in this scene. We had shot her separately for this sequence because of scheduling. And she's in it interacting and looking, and she's not actually there.
And during this whole process, like it was so crazy to see Jeff just turn it on in like a second. He'll be talking to you on the side, just all normal, and then once Michael said action, he just went into that full charisma, energetic Lockwood that everyone loves the character. So he was a true professional, and it was crazy to watch him act because he really is, like you said, underrated. Yeah.
And this music here, again, really great artists. These synth artists, you should really check the credits at the end to see some of these scores. They're so good. They're real songs. We had some really, really great people. Time Cop is one of them. Time Cop, 1983. That's cool, Lindy. So the beer that's there, you see, we'll talk about it more. That's Brian Quinn's beer from Impractical Jokers Q. That's his beer line.
I was wondering when I was watching that movie where that came from.
Yeah. Since we shot this whole scene, especially in the hotel, they have since remodeled it. It's still, the bones are still there, but like this, no longer this this tile. They went with like a more orange look. The floor are wood; they're not tile anymore. They got rid of some things, but I mean, it's still, you can walk in and know it's the lobby. But they definitely did a lot of remodeling.
That is definitely something that I would take advantage of. It's like, all right, we had the movie shot here, have a couple of pictures placed throughout.
Yeah, they probably didn't realize. I mean, when it might be something. Another great song. All the Damn Vampires is another band. .207 was my grandfather's, on my father's side's firehouse.
Oh, wow. Now, you actually shot in the rooms in the hotel here?
Yeah.
We shot in the real rooms, yeah. But the numbers we had to change to make them match where we wanted them.
Yeah, I was watching this. I was trying to figure out if I stayed in one of those rooms.
Probably have.
You'll notice a lot of magentas and purples, which is like these neon-y colors, obviously with dark web, and we went with these kind of colors. So that fireplace isn't even that color. We lit it to have that magenta look. Magenta in the movie is bad. You'll notice as it progresses, these purple colors.
Oh.
So this is Dave Sheridan, a.k.a. Doofy from Scary Movie. And that's the beer. That is Q's beer, and that's Q's cat from Impractical Jokers is the logo. Rubsum and Horman.
Yeah, see, Josh put a comment in there. The color palette is great. I have to agree. It makes it stand out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we really wanted overall, it's very clean. We wanted to give it a digital look, a more updated, modern kind of feel, but there still is some film grain that we did leave in, so it had a balance of this clean digital look, but yet some old film as well. There's a balance that the movie keeps trying to find, which is this modern look, and then this also old school kind of retro feel.
Yeah, Dave was so funny in this scene.
There's actually more scenes with him interacting with the daughter and stuff that we had to cut, but Blu-ray or some kind of director's special cut or whatever, I'm sure it'll find its way out there. Really funny stuff. I'll figure that out, Paula. Q was selling them for a while, but I don't know if he still has them. Maybe we can collaborate and do something.
Pinball video game is, Jason, one of my favorite things. We always try to throw little Easter eggs when we get to that point, but we always try to throw little Easter eggs from our previous movies within our new movies. So that was one of the ones me and Michael discussed and said this needs to happen.
And this is a great moment between Danielle and Sydney. I'm really happy. Danielle took the part because she had never played a mom before. And she really loved it. She was just a new mom, and she really loved that. So this exterior here, the hotel, is also another spot shot months later, maybe even a year later. And, movie magic, making everything match. This woman is also in Terrifier 3 for anybody who
didn't know. Yeah, she's in the mall scene.
That Santa's freaking out my kid.
Yeah. Yep.
We like to work with the same people, if you haven't noticed. She's great friends with Felissa Rose. So what she's looking out at here is also another location. They're not next to each other.
Wow.
She's looking at like an alleyway and like nothing, like a brick wall, pretty much.
There is that tree in front of the Eisenhower, but it's not as cinematic as that one.
Exactly. We wanted that Jerry Bruckheimer looking tree. Again, we wanted a very suspenseful as we build, because obviously the movie ends up getting very gory. That might be a spoiler. But we wanted to kind of like build into that as we went. And maybe, just maybe, trick our fan base into, are they really not going to go that far?
It was funny. I was sitting at one of the screenings we were doing because we started traveling once it was in theaters. We tried to get as many as we can. And I saw a walkout. And I'm like, oh my God, I said, what part? Because it was just after, the Danielle stuff. And the review came online and it was like, I really thought that they were going to go to the theme park. They had to kill the little old lady. They wanted a family movie and they went to go see Stream thinking it was a family fun movie. And it was this blood fest. And this guy was so mad. But it was fun. to see a walkout, so that was cool.
This is Mark Holton, aka Francis from Pee Wee's Big Adventure, aka Ozzy, which we named him Oswald Ozzy from his character in Leprechaun. I'm a big Leprechaun fan. And somebody mentioned about the lighting of the tree. We did that. There was no lights on that tree. Yes. Yes, it is. He is in the League of Their Own.
All right, just to let everybody know, we're at the 26:15 mark.
So I did my own stunt here. Danny really hit the ladder, and I really fell off it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And honestly, some of the stuff that came out of Dan's mouth was improv, and there was so much stuff that we could have used from him as well. But
He said originally that he goes, "This hotel sucks camel cock, and this beer tastes like camel piss." There was just so much for him. I was like, "We can't use this."
there's a lot of moments that we had to sacrifice, but I wish we could have used them all.
Bloopers on the
Chubby and
DVD,
Teen
possibly?
Wolf.
Yeah,
Possibly,
there'll
we
be
love
some
doing
stuff. Might be the Blu-ray, but yeah, there'll be stuff. We have also, for anybody that's Danny Roebuck, he's Santa Claus in Terrifier 3. He's Grandpa Munster in The Munsters. He's in a lot of Rob Zombie stuff. Great guy. He played my father. That's how I first met him in a movie called Penance Lane that we did back in 2015 with Tyler Mane.
What's nice is everybody had great chemistry together.
Yeah. It's a really great scene with the family. The books to the right-hand side of Kevin that's on the nightstand, Danielle will be reading them later. That's a professor that we had. Those are his novels. Right there, Satan in the Dance Hall and Fun and Games.
I thought it said Satan on there.
Yeah. The shirt Kevin's wearing, that logo is Xset. That's a real gaming that we partnered with. That's a real gaming company. That for anybody not sure, the son Kevin is played by Wesley Holloway, who was the serial commercial kid in Terrifier 2 with the razor blades.
see a question out there. The time code is 30 minutes, 37 seconds.
So
Yeah.
the bellhop, actually, him also plays Jeffrey Combs' right-hand man in the movie Would You Rather? Or third-hand man. He's one of the guys behind it, one of the goons. He's also the stunt coordinator of Stream. That's Bobby King.
Wow.
That Mark mentioned.
So now that we're seeing the scene, so this is probably the one question I had coming out of the movie is backstory on the character. Will we ever get that, or is
Which
that
one?
something maybe alluded to? The bellhop that just left.
Yeah, there'll be some more that we'll discover as it goes along. Also, like every Lockwood, Jeffrey Combs, they have their right-hand man. He's like a henchman that kind of works with the game, helps them set it up, helps them make it believable.
And I will say this, that if no one probably noticed it, but towards the end, he does come back. So if you keep your eye out,
Yeah, he's in
one of
the
the
end.
scenes, he's in the end. He's in one of the
We'll
ending shots.
point it out. We'll point it out. You're right. The code also to lock down the hotel was my anniversary, my wedding date, 08/31. Jeff, that was Jeff's idea.
And there it is, Finbar's Funland. This is what Jen was talking about earlier, that we always like to, throw little nods at our past films. And a lot of people, what took away from a normal attraction was the character Finbar. So we're like, if he's playing an arcade game, let's make a, 16-bit game with Finbar. It would be funny for, the fans of that film and stuff like that. So
That's Finbar, who's also played by my brother Jason.
Yep.
And he was a fun character. A lot of people liked him, so we included him in Stream. We had our old chemistry teacher and robotics teacher from high school make the Finbar game, and the whole cabinet is all green screen that we had to build the logos and the graphics on.
Wow.
So listen to a line he says here. Mark Holton says, "This ain't Halloween," and that was kind of like a nod to Michael Myers and Halloween, the way that figure is standing here.
Linda said that Ron's reciting the whole movie.
And I loved how we changed the score music to the video game music. That was we did that with Paul. There he is. What's funny, Dave Sheridan was very afraid to do a few takes with Mark because Mark was so big and Dave is so small and scrawny. He's like, "Really, we got to go for another take?"
Yeah, he was a fun guy to work with.
This scene is a lot of people's favorite too. One of their favorites for sure.
So just curious, is that a real tattoo? Or is that for the film?
No, it's real. I've recently got it changed. I got added on to it. But some of the scars were fake though. That was for the film. I had some scars drawn on my arm and stuff.
The head scars, shoulder scars. Yeah, those were for the film. No, actually a different game company, but same concept of the 16-bit. Yep, all practical effects, just like Terrifier. That's Damien Leone's work right there. And whenever the practical effects stuff came on, I, let him kind of guide me in how we should execute it. And obviously had some of my own ideas and things, but definitely when you have Damien by your side, you want to take note on how to shoot something in the world of practical effects. He really is. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
And as you can see, the style is very similar to Terrifier, obviously from working on 3 of the movies at this point, and then having him there, it's just bound to happen as well. This was shot on the what do they call it? The Trinity.
Yeah.
Trinity. So this song here playing in the back is Crash Romeo, which is the band of the promoter of New Jersey HorrorCon, Ryan. This is his band. He also did a song for us that we put in Terrifier 2, and he did one for Stream.
Huh.
All the pictures behind you that you see in the hotel rooms, like those daisies that are back there, those generic kind of posters that are in every kind of hotel, those are all taken by Steve Delasala. They're real photos that he took.
Oh, wow.
And the guy sitting down is really French. That's his real accent. It's not fake. Many people thought it might be. It's not.
Theo, right? Not Lewis, who left.
Lewis,
right?
The one sitting down at the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got the names. Yeah. He's real, not Theo. He's American. The champagne bottle, Joe Best, that was the same grandfather. He had just recently passed when we did this. And that's his name. His nickname was Joe Best. So we made him the champagne bottle. So this is the set we were talking about. This whole room is built. Everything, the stained glass, the hot tub, the tiles, the walls, the bed you'll see in a few seconds. The whole thing is a fake set.
And the funny thing is, if you notice, like in the scene, there's 3 certain monkeys, like to see no evil, hear no evil,
They're
speak
right
no
behind
evil.
her.
They're right behind her. So every movie we have a sex scene. Every movie we have a sex scene in, those monkeys are always in it, no matter what. They were in a normal attraction. They were in the Sasquatch scene in that.
They were in a movie we did called Pray Love Eat.
Yep.
Every movie we've ever done, short film, whatever, they're always there. Movie Catch of the Day we did. Always when there's something bad about to happen, when there's a sex scene involved. Of course, Marcus comes right back into this scene. And anybody who's an Art the Clown fan, that's David Howard Thornton, if you haven't noticed. Yeah, to player 2 and 3, we wanted their brother and sister, so they both have kind of matching tattoos. She has a 3, he has a 2. There will be more to that as to why they have that revealed in future stuff.
Was that meant to break really, or no?
What was that?
Was that meant to break?
Yes, that was meant to break, but it broke very weird. So we had to do it like 3 different times, which we weren't expecting to do.
Mm-hmm.
And again, David Howard Thornton's approach to this, how he played the serial killer here, is he wanted it to be a lot more flamboyant, almost as if he's a dancer. Obviously, there's some mannerisms. You're playing a silent killer, and you're the same actor that does Art the Clown, so there's going to be some crossover. But he just wanted to make him more showy and more fluid with his movements than Art the Clown is. So that was a decision that was purposely made to separate them as much as we could. They're always watching.
That's some good dialogue there, just to say.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, it was freezing this night when we were up on that roof. Freezing. It was like in the middle or beginning of January.
And there was snow on and off that we were fighting.
Yeah.
Because this is supposed to be like October, and like late September, early October, and we were fighting snow, man. Yeah, the soundtrack is beautiful. Thank you. Paul Wiley did a great job. We worked hard on it.
It rained real bad for you guys one night too up there, didn't it?
Yeah, rained bad, and then there was a blizzard. There was a snow blizzard. We actually got stuck. We were supposed to go to the Tampa Super Bowl on our days off. We were going to go for one day, and we got trapped. But it worked out. Bucks won, and they threw me a big party. Us, Jason, both of us. A lot of this was ad-libbed between Charlie and Wesley. Charlie obviously being a dad, and he has a lot of dad jokes. We really wanted their relationship to be genuine, and also Charlie gave a lot of his lines to Wesley because he didn't want just Wesley to be this, and he's right, just this kind of tag along. And that kind of happens when you're writing a script sometimes and you're focused on the hero, is you kind of forget, oh wait, this kid's here. And then when you start seeing it, it feels strange that this kid is just there. And even though he's very important to the story, it was Charlie who started throwing him his lines. And I said, the first actor I ever met that's giving away your lines. But it worked out. It worked out. And it showed how smart and in tune Kevin was, because he kind of puts this all together before everybody else.
What is player one got a no kid rule on there?
Didn't get a chance.
This scene here is kind of like our Strangers homage. Again, being horror fans, there's a lot, if we really dissect it, and we'll go into it in the Blu-rays and things like that, we'll pick it apart even more. But there's a lot of, like, as a horror fan, and there's a lot of things that we did and reasons why we did certain things. And this is one of them, Strangers. Then there's a really cool one coming up I want to talk to you guys about when it gets there, of a reason why we did something. So far, everyone has seen the killers to an extent, the players. I am curious to see, like, who are you thinking for the first timers who haven't seen the film? Who do you think is going to win? Do you think anybody's going to win? Who are you rooting for?
Yeah, drop it in the comments. And we are at the 47 mark, 45 seconds.
There she is reading that book again, Satan in the Dance Hall, by our old professor. We went back a year later in editing to get that POV shot looking in. Empty room. Again, I wanted to slow some things down and really build tension and make it eerie. So we went back. It was a shot I was so upset we never got to get. And luckily, everything was still the same.
Hey, Mike, can you share, Jason, can you guys share who came up with the design of the mask, players' masks?
Yeah, we all kind of came up with it together and talking about it. And the idea behind it was taking what we know with, like, Michael Myers and Jason and stuff, where they were white faces, and that's why we went darker with them. There's also, like, Michael's face in a lot of these horror masks. They're rubber masks. We went more modern. Ours are harder. Obviously, the eyes are black. We wanted ours to light up LED, that bring the technology into it. So there was a lot of that.
I will say this: there was
carbon fiber.
There was an original idea that we had, is like when you look down at your iPhone and it's the black glass. Like, we always wanted to do that type of thing.
This was going to be the
mask. It was going to be
but it's too reflective for cameras. Like, look, you can see.
Right,
we were like, it would be a nightmare to shoot.
Right. It didn't work, so we went with that.
Fiber.
Yeah, we went with that.
Yeah, got our
Player
first
two
bet,
for
player
Andrew.
two.
Rooting for player one and 4.
Pretend we're not here.
This was Tim Reed's first horror movie since Stephen King's It. Doesn't really do them much, and he really liked the script, and he really liked the idea, and it worked out getting him, because he's a great actor. Father from Sister Sister. So see this part here? She looks over at the pen that's on the counter right there, right? And she grabs it. She's trying to get it, and she spins it, and she jabs up, and it bounces off. That's an homage to Halloween, 1978, Jamie Lee Curtis with the sewing needle. Except in Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis pierces the mask. Art players in the modern age, they can't be stopped. Hard mask bounces off. And we did it also because Danielle Harris played Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter in the Halloween franchise. So we thought that was a cool.
Yeah, homage.
Nice.
And this is the one where a lot of people like on set with the kill was like, "This is insane." Damien loved every minute of it. He worked really hard on all this stuff and the blood and the gore. We really wanted it to be very graphic. That's hence why we cut back to it so many times to show the real brutalness of it. So it was a lot of fun, using that.
Even Damien said to me when he saw the cut, he goes, "Wow, you really hung on that, huh?" So I learned from the best.
Yep. And this is the point where I lost my bet watching the movie the first time because I thought she was going to go left.
You were probably shocked. A lot of people were shocked.
Yep,
Is anybody shocked that's seen it for the first time? Danielle Harris, we kill her off. Love this transition. Again, coming out of the technology. And we're in the lair of Mr. Lockwood.
And if you notice the sounds that are coming out from whenever the players make a kill is more like a casino sound, like they just won like a jackpot. So we wanted to incorporate that type of gaming as well, placing bets and stuff and alluding to that type of world with that.
And again, it's just a game to him. It's nonchalant. To the right, you see Grim Life Creative there. That's Grim Life Collective, the Grim Life Collective. That's the YouTube channel. They're friends, and they gave to the Indiegogo as well.
Is that the timer? Right now we're at 53 minutes, 57 seconds, and we have an hour and 9 minutes and some odd seconds left.
The movie's about 2 hours flat, 2:03, something like that.
Solid pacing. You don't feel it?
Oh, the timer in the movie. No, that's the time in the movie. Yes, that's the time in the movie. So it's 1:07 a.m. in movie world. Coming up is one of my favorite scenes here.
The original song we wanted to have there was Ave Maria. We were going back and forth.
And also for release.
And for release, yeah.
But this felt so right. And that line, Chubbs, is what he's named in Teen Wolf, Chubbs. So again, we gave a nod to Teen Wolf there. And you'll hear a line. He says, "Listen to reason." That's what Francis says to Pee Wee when he wants the bike.
Wow.
And we put blood on his ear there with the head where he hit him, like Leprechaun when he got hit in the head. So there's like little nods to different horror films from each person that's involved.
The detail and the Easter eggs are amazing.
Yes, listen to reason. Thank you, Paula. I love this. This was Combs. No, I'm good. Again, that score. That was all Combs. I mean, he's in his element in this movie. I truly believe it. I'm not trying to be biased. You guys can let me know. I think it's in his top 3 performances of his. I mean, he's so good in this movie.
Is Would You Rather and Reanimated the other two?
Yeah. Yeah. And I put, if you're doing top 5, I'd put Frighteners in there too.
Frighteners in, yeah.
So now, for those that are just watching, we saw points before we saw a guest eliminated on the computer screens. Would that happen for Lockwood too?
What was that?
So earlier, for people that are just watching this for the first time, we saw after Danielle Harris's character was killed, the bells went off, her character's eliminated on the screen. Would that happen for Lockwood too?
You mean like the bells and whistles and stuff? No,
Mhm.
actually, no. He shouldn't really be interfering like he is. No, because he's also the one that's entering everything manually, and he's not. You know what I mean? That kill, he wasn't supposed to be in the game. You didn't expect him there. It's for the guests.
Mhm.
Right. It's just more of like an
All
extra bonus for them, to see. So
That's
he
why
brought
he
it on
key
to
recorded
add
it.
because he's a showman. Lockwood. Our plan is to have Lockwoods that have different personalities. He's a showman, Lockwood. So he wanted
All
to
right.
put himself in the game to be that type of host. So
All right.
And this is very just do as I say, Kevin, is Jamie Lee Curtis, Halloween 1978, and Halloween H2O. Just do as I say. Go down to the Becker's house. And, wanted to use that. again, we really wanted to give this movie a lot more weight than your typical slasher movie. You know what I mean? Like not just mundane killing, even though clearly we have, the gore and there's a lot of dramatic moments, and we really wanted to build a real movie and real characters and make it grounded.
That's something that we've talked a lot about on the channel lately is not having the more real life emotions come out that we've been seeing with this and even with Terrifier 3.
Thank you. Yeah, somebody sent me a text earlier and said, you guys are great storytellers. Just saw Stream for the first time, and it was really one of the best compliments we got, which was that they just felt real. And and I said, some people might say, oh, the runtime is 2 hours because that's long for a slasher film. They said no, they didn't feel it. And they understood why we did that, and it was building that character relationships and the movie also shifts from like a mystery in the beginning, and then it goes towards this action movie almost, and this hunt, and then it.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark,
That's
we got
my
a
wife.
question for you up
He
here.
got my wife. He got my wife asking you questions, Mark.
That's cool.
Oh, it's
Mark, you're
you're
muted.
muted. Yeah, you're muted. You're muted.
Sorry. Hey, what's up, Alex? Yeah, so I was kind of shocked when they first sent me the script because I read the script before we started filming and everything, and there was definitely a few parts, and I was like, "What are these guys thinking?" But yeah, it was great working with them though. That they were all so cool, and I think it was meant to be the whole us meeting and working together.
And the funny thing is, when this is the funniest story I have of Mark. When we casted him, we didn't meet him yet because we were getting all digital. We were getting all the auditions,
And it was also
digitally.
COVID.
And it was also COVID. So Steve was driving. Me and Steve were driving somewhere to fill up gas, and we happened to be at the same gas station.
Were
as
you
Mark.
there, Jason?
Yeah. No, just Steve. But Steve happened to be at the same gas station Mark was at, and he goes, "Holy crap! We just casted him."
Yeah.
And they went up and they started talking about it. But how crazy is it
Random.
that they're at the same exact gas station at the same time? I think it was in Pennsylvania, right? He was like somewhere.
It was on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. He was
Yeah.
driving back to Staten Island, and I live in
after he
Jersey.
did a location scout. Yeah, so he was coming back and he ran into Mark and sent us a picture with him, and he goes, "Oh, we just casted you and this and that." He goes, "Oh, randomly, same time, same day, didn't even it was
that's
when you know."
Yeah, that's definitely the strangest coincidence, but
Yeah.
I think that just shows it was meant to be.
Right, exactly.
This scene in the car here is the very first scene of the movie that we filmed.
That we shot, yeah. First day.
This was day one of shooting, and the car is on a flatbed. Anybody knows how you drive when you make movies. Car is on a flatbed being towed by a pickup truck, and there's lights blasting, the exterior. So this way you can see it because it's nighttime.
And in the back seat of the car is me, Michael, Steve. We're all crammed in that car because I was doing the sound that day. And
I'm actually in the
bar. Yeah, he had a radio.
I had a radio with the monitor.
So me and Steve and all the camera equipment, the ACs were all jam packed in the back seat of that car. So that would have been another movie if you would have just cut to that and seen a comedy. It would have turned into a comedy film real quick.
You can charge it over on that black thing that you pushed back there.
Put what?
You can charge your phone back there, babe.
And as you see now, as the movie's progressing and you're learning more about what's going on, we started utilizing the cameras more. And now we're starting to show them more as opposed to the beginning when we were hiding that fact.
Right.
Just for the new person that joined, we're at 1:08 and 33 seconds.
Now, this scene also was a huge. They just did so much, and there was like one version where this scene was like 15 minutes of them back and forth bantering. It was all so funny, but
And I
there's
just
when
saw,
he,
I just
he
saw it
gets his
also.
finger stuck
Yeah,
in
I
the
just saw,
bottle.
I just saw also. Yeah, someone
Yes,
just
it
said,
is.
"Is that Santa from Terrifier 3?" Yes, it is.
It is. That
Danny
is.
Roebuck. Yes.
If you notice, we did a kind of like almost like a fishbowl look when the camera's really close to them. And it's almost like a cell phone when it's really close to you. It fishbowls it because it's a really wide lens close. And we did that for any character that is in danger for certain moments. We did that. Again, it's that modern way of filmmaking. This old man is Bob Adrian. And Bob Adrian is Bill Wilkins from The Conjuring.
Yeah, he was the guy in the chair with yeah, great guy.
Maybe director Scott. Yeah, we have the scene. Maybe I would put it on there.
Such a whole great set of lines that he rattled off there.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this scene here was also longer at one point where they're blind, and it was originally inspired by the original Stephen King's It, when the kids were in the circle and the fog is all around them. They don't know where Pennywise is.
Yeah, at the end of the first one.
Yeah, at the end of the first one, and they huddle together. Fun fact, all of the lights on their eyes broke this day, and they weren't lit up, and we had to go and post every shot frame by frame and put them back on.
Mhm.
Oh my!
Nightmare.
How long did
Absolute
that
nightmare. Yeah, months. About 3 months.
Wow.
This is all practical. We really lifted this man up in the air.
So, Jason and Mark, who do you guys get to claim here for Daniel and Felicia's deaths?
I would say it's 1-1, and then we also got 1-1 because he got Bob, and then I took the other girl out and dragged her out. So it's pretty tough. It's a dead heat right now.
I would say Mark got Danny.
Yeah, that's the consensus there. That's what Daniel says, at least.
Yeah, Mark because look, you can't get him up that high pinned.
No.
Mark got Danny, and Jason got Felissa.
Yeah.
If you notice all the pictures in the stream and all the typing, those are all our Indiegogo backers and the people that helped us back the campaign.
Yeah.
Well,
The other guests in the hotel that you didn't see get killed. That's who they all were there.
Wow.
It did, David. It did. Good call. The hotel was cold. So here you see, we talked about this the other night, Mark, in the Metropolis Q&A about how it's almost like wrestling. He's playing to the camera because, again, they know they're being filmed and they get style points and all these things.
Yes, it's all about putting on the best show for the audience.
Yep.
This is where it really just starts picking up. This just kill after kill after kill, and we just don't let up. This is where the foot hits the pedal, and we just keep going.
That's all real code that we did for like hacking and things that like you can, yeah.
And the best part is him acting here. He didn't see Jeff. He didn't know any of his performance. It was Michael feeding him the lines and stuff. And Wesley, that just shows you how much of a seasoned actor he is at such a young age, how natural he is that he can, really work off all those emotions without even actually seeing Jeff at all in the scene.
Hey, he's going to be good.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. I remember when we picked him out for the serial kid, and we knew he was like one of the first ones to come in, and he was automatically. I was like, this is the kid. He's very, very talented.
Shout out to Scare Pros there.
Yep.
I love this face he makes when he hangs up. It's so great. This is fuck you. So this whole scene here that we shot, we really wanted it to be very Shining like. So if you notice when it flickers and you see them both at the end of the hall, that's very like the two twins come play with us, Daniel type of thing that we really wanted to capture. So we really wanted, when we made this film, obviously, you wanted to have a group of people, like I said earlier, that everyone grew up watching, but we also wanted the homages and the, like the little Easter eggs in it to remind everybody of the movies that they grew up watching.
Even
as
the
well.
rug, even
Right.
the rug, the red
Even the
rug.
rug, yeah, the red rug and everything. So we really wanted to, to bring that out and bring every aspect that we grew up watching and got us into the genre and pay homage to it in this film.
So this song, La La La, them skipping down the hall, that song is actually made by the Kaplan brothers, who also made Clown Cafe song, and it's a Terrifier Christmas, part 2 and part 3.
Yeah, the setup for this scene is like oh shit moment coming.
Mm-hmm. Especially when he does this with the music box.
Thank you, Lindsay. Marcus, you're on mute.
Was that the storage room where the stuff kept moving around every time we closed the door and opened it?
Yeah, that was in the back there, yeah.
And even though they don't speak, the reason why we wanted to show, their eyes in other movies, they try to hide the eyes from the actors like Michael Myers and all those. They keep them really dark, but you could see a lot of acting through their eyes, so you could see all their emotions through that. And we wanted to emphasize that, especially since with all the different color eyes, we wanted to also pay homage to like a PS4 controller, so each of them light up differently. So like player 1's blue, player 2's green. Player 3 yellow, player 4 is red. That's how it is in the PS4 controller whenever you play
the
multiplayer. Yeah.
Is there a source I go to mentally when playing player 4? Yeah, just try to hone in on some of the old horror like icons of the past, but put my own twist on it.
If anybody's listening out there, let Fangoria know we want to come for that creative chainsaw kill with this one. Very proud of this kill. I've never seen it done in a horror movie before. You'll see, for anybody who hasn't seen the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm really, really proud of this one. To set the record straight, everyone mishears that word. She thinks bumps into him and says, "Hey, Kevin." She says, "Hey, kid." So everyone's like, how does she know her name? How does she know his name? She says, "Kid."
I'm glad you brought that up because I caught that.
Yeah, even in the closed captioning, if you watch it, it says "kid" too. She says "kid." I could see why they thought Kevin, because the way the music kind of laid in there, it felt like it, but it was "kid." And it ain't done yet, Lindsay. And a lot of this here, obviously, we've been giving Damien a lot of praise, and rightfully so. But somebody who really brought this to life as well was Phil Falcone.
Who came up with the idea for this?
We did. We came up with what we wanted to do, myself, Jason, Steve, and one of our other writers. But it was obviously Damien and Phil who executed it for us and made it happen.
And that was probably the most prosthetic driven effect because you had to keep on adding the lines and then adding the X's and the O's. So that one really took a long time to, to prep. And
one of my
get
favorite
down.
underrated thing too is when he puts the smiley face and blood on the camera for the audience that's watching. When Dave does that, I love that moment. There you see the smiley face. You can actually see there, it says Art the Clown Appreciation Society is one of the people that he's typing on one of the usernames.
Ah, nice.
It's in red right there below tiny. It's cool if you read some of that chat too. Came up with some funny things. Thank you, Zachary. Appreciate it. Please spread the word. Well, she's trying to get one here. Definitely not trying to let her live in this scene.
Yeah, I always thought that she was having too much fun playing cat and mouse here.
Right.
Yeah. Again, it's a show. They're putting it on because the more fright, the more scare, the more you play and toy with them, the more points you get. Style. So this basement is actually shot in Cooperstown, not in Get. And this room
Both of these rooms don't connect.
is about 2 blocks away from this room that she goes into.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I have to say that moment was the Boba Fett moment of the franchise.
The way the tarp connecting the 2 rooms sits, we made it look almost like the player's face with the eyes and the mouth. You can see it over the shoulder there. That's the microwave to the right of Tim Reed there that turned on. This is that haunted room.
Uh-huh.
The hotel basically said, you can have this room. They're going to demo it. We can screw it up.
Yeah, he almost looked like Tim Reed went through the wall there.
Everyone loves this part when he's throwing everything, these little small items at him, thinking it's going to do anything.
Shattered the TV. Charlie did all his own stunts. Just want to point that out there. Who's Roy, for anybody curious? Mark, you remember you cracked your head on the back of the table when you fell down?
Yeah. Because I dropped the table down, then I fell down on top of it, and
yeah, it just hit me.
Yeah, because there were so many people in that room, I was afraid I was going to drop the table on somebody, and then
you dropped on yourself.
Yeah. I guess it's better me than somebody else.
David, yeah, I was very nervous, man. Damien and Mike were the 2 that kind of talked me out of it when I first met them in Gettysburg for Pop Rock and Horror back in, I think that was like 2017, 2018, something like that.
Yeah.
So the best thing about this scene is we wanted to pay homage to Jurassic Park. So a lot of people caught up on that. This is one of my favorite sequences in that movie, and Steve, who is the DP as well. So we really wanted to make it like that raptor chasing the kids in the kitchen scene. So this this always holds a special that scene always holds a special place in my heart. So we wanted to pay homage to it, and I think it did pretty well. And a lot of people catch it, which I'm very surprised. A lot of people say, "Wow, it looks it's exactly Jurassic Park."
When you're in the kitchen and it's designed like this, you can't help also than not think Jurassic Park, and hopefully now stream.
Hopefully they think that in the arcade too.
Yeah.
And somebody said to me the other day they were in a hotel and they took a shot of the hallway and they said, "Damn you." Every time I'm in a hotel, I think, well, that's great. It's awesome. It's the ones that leave the lasting impressions. Hopefully we did that.
It was very intentional, very, very intentional. Before we even went into it, we had it written, and we were like, we want this to look exactly like that. So.
Just to backtrack a little bit, when it went to the empty room and you heard on the speaker, intruder alert, amber light trail activated. The voice was Kim Crossman, who you guys, if anybody's seen the movie Deathgasm, that's where she's from, that series there, and so she did the voice. She's an Australian actress. No one will notice this, but there's a total blizzard when they're running up that hallway, that glass hallway, happening outside those windows.
Oh, wow.
And we had to light it in a way where you couldn't see the snow.
Now, this whole fight scene between Roy and Player One is a point where we both fall into the back wall, and I felt my body go through the wall. It was actually the hotel's wall, so it got destroyed, and we fixed it, luckily.
Before the hotel knew.
Before they even knew. There was a contractor that was living there, and we knocked on his door and said, "You need to fix this wall right now," and he fixed it before the morning, painted and everything. You'll see it right. You'll see. I don't know if I'm at the same point as you.
It's tough because there's texture.
Yeah.
There's stucco on the wall, so we had to really. It was a nerve-wracking moment. I love the theme when it comes in here.
I just throw this up there. Good reaction. The great thing about watching this a second, third time is you see all his tells earlier in the film.
Yeah.
Like as you watch it, it's like, oh, yep.
Like he says one line to Kevin. He says one line to Kevin.
Rules are made to be broken.
And he winks. So like there's all like little small tells.
And then there's also where he doesn't shoot him, and he's not doing it. And there's
when he goes and picks up the gun, he's very hesitant to give him the gun. So like when he goes, I want to grab the gun. So there's all these little moments that you can catch when you watch it again, which I always thought was great when you see a movie and it has a rewatch value like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's also, we'll talk about it after because it's a huge spoiler at this point in time, but there's another early foreshadow thing with another character. Told you
Watch.
already, Tim. It's Mike's wedding anniversary. 0831.
So when you just saw me going and
You're
Charlie
ahead.
go-
You're ahead of us.
I'm a little ahead. Where are you?
Yeah. We're assuming we're around like 137.57 ish, around there.
I'm a whole second ahead.
You're like a whole minute ahead.
Yeah, I am.
I noticed in your commentary. So yeah, once he slams into that wall there that he's on right now, where they're fighting, that's this wall. That's the wall that they went through.
Oh, you can see the mark on the wall too.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, you could see it in the fire extinguisher there, even in that shot.
Yep.
You want to give it to him? Say good boy. Good boy. Say good boy. Bye. Time we're at is 1 minute 41 and 41 seconds.
That's a line that really hits home now. Blood on the ground means points on the board. Everybody loves that line.
Keeper of time. I don't know. Maybe. So, David Murray, just to let you know, we may have a fun announcement coming to you in the next few weeks. So I just noticed with the score, so we have a little Halloween in the score this time around.
Yeah.
Was that intentional?
Yeah, you'll hear there's a lot of different. There's even some. There's some There's some Nightmare. There's some Halloween. There's some Halloween 3. There even some Terrifier, just because Paul does it. It's the same vein, but not. We didn't want to linger too much on them. We just wanted to kind of pay tribute and then do its own thing. We get to hear David Howard Thornton.
Lindsay said David Howard Thornton loves salt. Yep. That was a good catch.
Wow, I never thought of that.
Yep.
These are actually David screaming.
Yeah, we need a burnt mask sold as a prop.
Yeah. So powerful in the scene he was. This whole ending scene with Jeff.
We did that in one take. Jeff hit the vase, and a piece of glass, you can see it in slow motion, ricochets off his head. It's insane. It's insane. For the most part, but there are some Japanese horror that I've liked, and also funny games. Was some horror I liked as well, mostly American, but some foreign. I've also loved Nosferatu, German, old. I mean, I know the new one's coming out American, but I'm talking the original.
Yeah, we're working. We're actually working on getting those masks made as well. A lot of people are asking about the Lockwood mask, so that will be in the arsenal at some point.
Nice. I know my son's gonna own that one because when when he graduated from high school, it was during the pandemic, and they did a parade through the entire town, a car parade,
Hmm.
and he went through the entire parade wearing a
Like
mask
masks.
like that. Yep.
Yeah, plague mask. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yep.
did like that modernized plague, which is funny because we designed that mask before COVID, and then COVID hits and he's wearing it. It's like, oh, you're wearing the plague mask during the plague, or modern version. Yeah, that wall is fake. So that wall where the axe went through the game night, that whole wall is fake. We built that. There's not actually a wall there. That's like a hallway.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. I know we have a couple people that are maybe about 30 seconds behind, but yeah, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, the whole theater went crazy on that part. They were screaming.
Yeah.
A lot of gasps.
Yeah. I was waiting for Anne Marie to catch up.
Yeah, so there is foreshadow in the beginning of the movie where Roy comes in and puts the ice bucket down and says, after they find out she's gone, she goes, "This girl is going to be the death of me." And it's funny, Chris from Scarecrows, after seeing it the first time, texts me and goes, "Wow." He goes, you said it so blatant right there. He goes, "Now I caught it."
Yeah, that, like when Alex asked what I thought about the script, I remember reading that and feeling kind of uncomfortable when I first read that part of the script. Like, you guys sure you
go on
want
this great? Yeah, you go on this great journey.
Yeah, you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, it was funny because we were sitting down, we were talking about writing it, and me and Michael was like, "Let's just kill him," and Steve was like, "Yeah, we should kill him," and we were like, "Yeah, let's do that," and Steve was like, "No, I was kidding." I was like, "No, we're not. Let's kill him." And then let's have the daughter do it because we really wanted that shock value to really.
He needs to die, Noah.
Yeah,
he needed to die.
He needed to die. Jason, are you a gamer streamer yourself? If so, do you have a favorite horror game? Yes, I do stream. I had a stream channel for a little while, but then the films really started to pick up, so I took a little bit of a break going from Terrifier to streaming this. But favorite horror game, the ones recently I played it even for a little bit. I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. I think that was really good. But back in the day, I played the Jason Voorhees game. I thought it was really, really good. I like that kind of manhunty type of game. And this is also like, if anyone's ever played that game, Manhunt, back in the day, this has a lot of Manhunt, homages to that as well. This whole concept. So you could tell that we all have gaming backgrounds and movie backgrounds and things like that. So, yes, he does. Kevin went through a very rough time.
the great, great Terry Alexander. I hear you, man. I hear you. It's tough. I have a very soft spot for Roy as well. But not soft enough. No.
No, that's what I
So
love.
look right here. This is what we were talking about.
Yeah, so there's the bellhop.
So the bellhop's
Acting
right
as an
there.
EMP,
He's dragging
bringing
them out.
out David Howard
nice.
Thornton,
Yeah, so
player 3.
so it
who's
shows
player
that they're
2 who's still
everywhere.
alive.
It shows that the game is anywhere. They can be anybody. So
They were all in on it. They were all in on it. Great Damien Maffei, Strangers Pray at Night, The Haunt, Wrong Turn. So
Best
back there,
strangers,
that
in my
sign
opinion.
in the hospital, it says NJS. That's our other grandfather, Nicholas J. Salvadeo. We named the hospital here after him.
Not, and he was saying player 2 is alive.
It's my wife and son with her cousin.
Good family activity.
right.
That's George Stuber in the back behind Marcus watching the stream.
That's part of the rules. So there's a unset of rules which we'll explain further on in sequels and things like that. But players can never fight and kill each other. It's just not unless you get a rogue player, but you never know. But that's not part of the rule.
If Lindsay, if again, we'd love to do them. We have ideas. As you can see, we're setting one up here, but it's really up to you guys, the fan base, that if you enjoy it enough and crave it and share it and spread it and tell everybody about it and like the movie, we'll definitely do a sequel.
How big are Tony Todd's hands?
They're massive.
Yeah.
Someone just noticed Phil in the party, which is great.
Yep.
And the Scarecrow's logo.
Now everybody stick around for a little mid-credit scene you don't want to miss. It's a great Time Cop song here.
Mm-hmm. And these are the most important people that ever make a movie. If you read the credits, a lot of people don't give these people a lot of credit because they're not on screen. But that's the gel that holds everything together. The family.
And
that's
we went and we changed it. Usually they go cast first, but we highlighted some of the key crew members with the crew first.
Yeah, because they're very influential in getting this movie done, especially during a time that we didn't know if we could make movies, in this way, in a certain fashion, the way that we did. And if it wasn't for them, this movie would have never been made in that time. So it all goes to them. So if you notice on the right off the gate in the back of all the movies that we've done of Normal Attraction, Pray Love Eat, Meditation, short film Joe's War, that's Phil's movie. Terrifier 2 is actually one of the posters in the back of the movie theater.
Terrifier there.
There's Terrifier right there. So there's a lot of cool little Easter eggs in the scene as well.
None other than Terry Kaiser, Weekend at Bernie's.
And the movie theater here is a childhood theater that we've been going to ever since we were kids too. So it's really good. That another reason why Staten Island's so great is that it's like a small knit community. So they let you do a lot of stuff, get away with a lot of things. Bill Moseley.
There's Bill Moseley.
Another horror icon to add
Thank
to
you,
the mix.
Bill. Now, this was great. This is, I don't know if I should say it, or if I should let people see the credit when it rolls.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
If you listen to a certain musical note, you might get it because it's from one of the movies that he's in.
Right here. Bill Moseley, right there.
He says one line that might give you a big hint right here.
All right, so Anne-Marie's about 30 seconds to 40 seconds behind us.
So let's wait that. But if anybody else watching, you can see in the credits, before I sneeze, you can see his name of who that is in the chair. Let Anne-Marie know.
People catch up.
Yep. Yep. Did she catch up?
I think she did.
I don't see that.
I thought I saw her say epic. Oh, wait, no, that's after Terry Kaiser.
All right, Anne-Marie, you're going to kick off our conversation.
What are we talking about? He was
She
there.
missed it.
Oh, she missed it.
Did I miss it? Yes. Tim Curry was sitting in the chair there. That's right. We got Tim Curry to do one of his first feature film in 14 years. So that was really awesome, and it was an honor to work with him. And we love our cast. So I hope everybody who got to see Scream for the first time tonight enjoyed it. If you did see it for the first time, or if you've seen it before and haven't and liked it, please go to Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, Letterboxd, rate it, and rank it. Remember, 1s and 10s are weighted because, obviously you got the trolls with the 1s and you got people, family and friends usually give 10. So it's actually more weight.
Impactful, yeah.
Impactful
With the 7s and the 8s and the 9s.
7s and the 8s and the 9s if you're doing that. And obviously the 2s, the 3s, and 4s. If you're going to give us that, don't go rate it. But it's very helpful for sure to us in independent filmmaking and to get it out there. And again, for the sequels that you guys are talking about, that helps more eyes get on it, spread the word. So please, so much, if you can do that, that would be very helpful.
Now, I had the privilege of being a PA on that mid-credit scene there. And I don't know if Mike or Jason, if you saw what happened outside. So as daybreak was coming up, and, it was getting closer to like 9 o'clock. Some guy with a German Shepherd was walking in front of the theater, staring in and looking at what the heck was going on, baffled. And then he walks past your van, and then he's peeking in again, seeing the kill scene happen. I'm surprised he has the cops called.
That's funny. I had no idea. Yeah, that's so funny. And thank you everybody for your great feedback, and I'm really glad everybody enjoyed it. We all worked so hard. There's a lot of great people here that were involved. Obviously, in making the film, and there's so many other people that aren't here that, really poured their blood, sweat, and tears into the movie. And we just thank you so much for taking the time, for buying the film, and taking this time to watch it with us. So please tell your friends, tell everybody. I can't stress it enough. They have no idea how important it is.
Yeah.
All right. So, any final words, Mark?
You're welcome, guys.
Start us off.
Oh, Mark left.
That's
Mark
his
said,
final word.
Mark said, "Screw you."
Mark's final word. Fuck off.
I'll say it again. Thank you guys so much. Again, this movie wouldn't be possible with the steam that it had without the fans. You guys are everything. You're the reason why we love doing this, because we love making horror films for the horror fans, because we are horror fans, and we can't thank you guys enough for the support that you've given us. And again, share goes a long way. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers, whoever. Check out the stream. It only helps us, get a case to make a stream 2 and a stream 3, and really help this franchise grow. And we have so much more story to tell that I can't wait to share with you guys when we release it. Or, we're writing a template right now for stream 2, and hopefully we can get it off the ground. But it's up to you guys. So continue to keep doing what you're doing and showing support.
All right. So the live stream will be available later. It will be available up on the YouTube channel going forward, so you can always sync this back to the movie when you go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, that would be very cool. And just again, guys, thank you so much. I know it's getting late, and I really appreciate you guys watching the film and doing this with us opening night for the digital release. We got a lot more promoting and things to do and marketing. So again, just tell your friends.
Yep.
Shout out to Danny Vega, who is on moderating the comments. And then Marcus, you want to close this out?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for joining tonight. And if this was your first time watch, I hope you enjoyed it. And like Mike and Jason said, just spread the love, share it to your friends, your family, review it on all platforms if possible, Rotten Tomatoes, and just get the numbers up for this and join the stream. So thank you. And thank you to the Leavy brothers, man. Like I said, I owe my career to them. So
Thank you.
You're great to us too. Thank you so much. And there's also a Facebook page out there, guys, at Join the Stream official fan page. That's it's got some really great people, and everybody. Robert, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for being a part of the stream. He's one of the party guys at the end too. Indiegogo contributor, great guy, awesome guy. Join that fan group. There's great conversations, and we just kind of every day talk and share, about stream and other horror things and merchandise and stuff too. So definitely join the page if you haven't.
Yep.
Yep. So thank you both for being a part of this and allowing us to do this. For
pleasure.
those that are still with us and tune in the future, we have a petition going right now to get the extended cut of Terrifier 3 released. So you can find that in the Art the Clown Appreciation group. So go check that out. And everybody have a great night.
Yes.
Good night,
Have a good
guys.
night, everybody.
Bye.
Night.